You think you know Kill Bill. You think it's about a woman, a hit list, and a roaring rampage of revenge. But that's just the surface. Look closer past the blood and the lore. This film isn't about an assassin named Beatrix seeking revenge. It is a violent, necessary ritual, the ascension of the next White Lotus Master, where every single kill is a trial, not a tally. The attempted massacre in El Paso was not an ending, it was a beginning. It was the start of a path that would ultimately culminate with Beatrix Kiddo claiming the legacy of the White Lotus for herself. When she was struck down, the world's greatest kung fu master Pai Mei effectively died with her, his most talented yet deeply flawed student. It's not really power that she seeks. She spent years mastering the near mythical techniques, learning to break boards and working hard carrying buckets of water. But she left Pai Mei before she completed the final lesson. Ironically, this was the lesson Pai Mei himself never actually learned: humility. He was a god of kung fu, but he was defined by his arrogance and his disdain for humanity. To truly ascend, the bride must do what even her master could not. She must temper that legendary skill with the discipline to control it. Bill's betrayal forces her back onto the path, where her journey becomes a gauntlet of specific spiritual tests. First, she faces Vernita Green. This is not a test of skill, but a test of humanity. Vernita's daughter walks into the room. The bride immediately hides her blade. A lesser assassin would have slaughtered her right there, but the bride adheres to the strict code of their order, the same code Bill earlier invoked when he stopped Ellie from killing her in her sleep, insisting that they are better than that. It's Vernita who breaks this truce, proving she is unworthy of the code, and the bride executes her as a consequence of that lack of honor. After a quick stop in Okinawa to grab a Hanzo sword, she travels to Tokyo, but before the final duel, she faces a test of endurance against the Crazy 88. This massacre is a direct parallel to Pai Mei's own legend, where he single-handedly slaughtered the Shaolin monks who dared disrespect him. By standing alone against an army, she duplicates the master's greatest feat of stamina. After surviving the gauntlet, she faces Oren. This becomes a test of strategic command in the Snowy Garden. Against the leader of the underworld, the bride proves she is the superior general and warrior among her generation. But the true proof of her command is not the kill, it is the tactic. She intentionally spares Sophie Fatale, utilizing her as a messenger. By sending a mutilated survivor back to Bill, she turns a defeated enemy into a strategic asset, engaging in psychological warfare before she even steps foot on American soil. Then comes Bud. This is a test of will, and the irony is profound. Bud is the one who left the warrior's path, trading his code for a life of debauchery and regret. Yet he becomes the instrument of her greatest trial. Bud defeats the bride easily because he fights dirty. Burying her alive, this is a defining moment of her training. Remember Pai Mei's cruelest lesson, striking through the wood from 3 inches away. The grave is not her end, it's her final exam. While Bud dies a coward's death, having pawned his sword in his honor, the bride uses Pai Mei's technique to shatter the wood and rise from the earth. She enters the grave a student, but crawls out a master. The true test of her spiritual readiness comes against El Driver, the false student who poisoned her master. So she deals with El the same way her master did, by taking her eye. By blinding the pretender, she proves she holds the moral authority to inherit his teachings. The techniques are merely the tools. Integrity is the sign of a true successor. The final fight with Bill is not just a matter of pure skill, it's also a matter of destiny. He seems to know it. He's waiting for her with a quiet acceptance, understanding that he's doomed to lose to the warrior he unleashed. When she uses the 5 point palm technique to kill Bill, essentially killing the last guy that had any claim to the legacy, that's it. She takes it. She's the new White Lotus. Let me know what you think. That's just how I see the movie. Could be wrong. I don't think I am, but it could be. Anyways, thanks for watching and leave some comments there so we can talk about it.